The day that I decided to start selling sweets, chocolates and crisps in school, I didn't have the money to get started. So what I did is what we know today as crowdfunding. I went to all of my classmates and I asked them for 5p, 10p, 20p, 50p, and by the end of the day I would leave with around £5. But that £5 was enough for me to get started. It's what allowed me to go and buy stock and sell in school the next day. And other students were happy to help and contribute, mainly because they saw the extent that I was willing to go to in order to make sure that they get the things that they wanted the next day. And what I did back then is exactly what I'm doing today. You're watching this video because I want you to back my project, Burn the Boats, the Dubai expansion mission. Chances are you've never seen me before, you don't know me from anywhere, but if you stick around till the end of this video, I might just remind you of yourself when you were coming up. I don't want your sympathy and I don't want you to feel sorry for me. What I do want is your confidence. Your confidence in the fact that if you back this mission of mine, I'm the type of guy that will not let you down. I'm about to do what everybody told me is dumb, dangerous and unrealistic for a 24-year-old with no money, just ambition and a laptop. I'm about to start a new life in Dubai and change my life within a 30-day time period. And if you stick around till the second part of the video, I'll be able to show you the math, the mission and what it is that I plan to do to make your contribution worth it. My name's Aaron David, 24 years old, from Northwest London, and I'm in the process of growing a consultancy business in the relationship space, helping high net worth men attract and build better relationships so that they can do better in life and in business. Most people have the belief or notion that high net worth men do not struggle when it comes to women and relationships because of the money that they have access to, but that is not true. And this is because money doesn't make you better with women, money puts you in a position to do better with women. There are high net worth men right now that still struggle to speak to women in a one-to-one setting or even cold approach. There's a high net worth man in a relationship right now and he's scared of his woman leaving, so he's constantly spending and overcompensating, hoping that she doesn't run away. There's also a lot of high net worth men that just don't understand women because before the money they didn't have the women and they only got the women after they got the money. So that leaves them in situations where they are only seen as a resource rather than a real man. So in saying that, whilst building my personal brand, I've created a concept called high status dating. And essentially high status dating is relationship and dating advice for these specific types of men and their unique situations. And it's the process of aligning your dating life and relationships with your personal success and the man that you've become. That way, my clients and prospects can be a 10 out of 10 in their personal life, business life, and a 10 out of 10 in their relationship and dating life, rather than being a 10 out of 10 in their personal life and being a 4 or 5 out of 10 in their dating life or relationships. Before this, I was coaching women in business to do the same thing, helping them improve their dating life as ambitious women, but I stopped. The reason why I stopped is because it just wasn't the direction that I wanted to go. It wasn't something that I wanted to put more energy into. For me, entrepreneurship started a very long time ago, you know. It started with me selling sweets in school, doing market research, asking people what they want, buying it the next day, selling it for more, you know. Then after that, my next business or my next venture was something called JC Invest, and that was with a friend of mine, and that was during lockdown. So essentially what I did is I would lend money to people that had their own little ventures going on. For example, if someone was a reseller buying and selling trainers, I would give them an extra £500, £600. They would use it to buy more stock, sell more, and then give me a return on my investment. And this venture was actually with a friend of mine, but the reason why we stopped is because at the time we were very young. We didn't know how we could give someone money and stop them from running off and make sure that they actually pay us what they're supposed to pay us in time, so we just stopped. My next venture after JC Invest was a blog, funny enough, called Growth Nation. And these were the times where I had read the first few books that we all read, Rich Dad Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich, all of these fancy books, and I would write about it. I'll write about the things that I learned, making it easier for somebody else to read it and learn. And this was the first time that I ever made money online. I made around £800 or £900 in a week. And this was from running my own mastermind or cohort. So the knowledge that I was giving out on my blog, I was able to essentially put everybody in one Zoom call and charge them, I think it was £90 or £100. And I had people sign up and I made money online. I was so excited. But around this time, I was still super young. I was still around 18 or 19. And I knew that I'm still in my beginning times. I started to learn videography, using my camera, filming behind the scenes for cameramen, behind the scenes for music videos. I started to do drone visuals for some real estate companies. I would sometimes film for football teams, for fun, for entrepreneurs, and more. Shortly after this, I had my first mentor that goes by the name of Jazz Rose. And around this time, I also had a marketing agency with a good friend of mine called Huzaifa. Being a mentee of Jazz Rose, that basically was my doorway into real life, real entrepreneurship, seeing people make real money and things like that. After that, I continued to venture out and see what else was in the world. And myself and the team that I had around that time, we even did a marketing campaign for the gym group. Around this time, I was still finding my feet, still figuring out what it is that I want, what it is that I like, and what it is that I might want to do and pursue in the future. After working in Jazz Rose's business, being a mentee of Jazz Rose and having a marketing agency that I had with a friend of mine, and being exposed to so many consultants, I decided to venture into the consultancy space. So the first consultancy business that I had was Beauty Launch. And this was where I helped beauticians grow their business, and I helped beauty educators and beauty trainers scale their academies. Now, of all the industries that I could have chosen, why did I choose the beauty industry? I don't know. I saw an opportunity and I went for it. I didn't really think too much. And then over time, I realized I do not want to continue making content about beauty. It's just not my thing. And this was back in 2024. So 2024, I ran Beauty Launch, consulting beauticians. And then 2025 is when I got into the relationship space, coaching women. I grew my TikTok to about 5 million views throughout the whole of last year collectively. And then I left the women alone, and now I'm working with men. And I say and mention all of this to you to give you an estimate or an idea of the type of person that I am. I want you to know, as the viewer and potential contributor, that I've been through the trenches and I'm still in the trenches and I'm willing to put the work in. I didn't decide to do all of this stuff yesterday. It's something that I've been committed to since I was 18 years old, and I read Rich Dad Poor Dad. Throughout this journey, both of my exes cheated on me because I didn't have much money at the time. I couldn't take them on fancy dates that they wanted to go on. My uncle once said to my auntie, "Why is Aaron posting all of this content if his mum's still broke?" My mum said that she feels like she failed with me. Friends laughed, family laughed, everyone's made comments, everyone looks at you like you're crazy. But this is nothing new. This is what I signed up for. This is the journey that you've been through. And I tell you this not so that you can feel sorry for me, but so that you know that I'm the type of person that will continue to go despite what people say or despite what happens in life. Anyway, now that you have some context on who I am, we'll get into the second part of the video where you can see what my actual plan of action is.
So we have Project Burn the Boats, the Dubai expansion mission goal, which is £10,000, as you've seen on the GoFundMe. And this will cover everything in the early stages. So the flight, the accommodation, emergency, clothes, and this will leave me with around 6,400 to basically last me for 3 months. My main intention for month one is to secure a real estate role, and this allows me to stay in the UAE longer than 3 months, because I think you would probably know, if you go to the UAE and you aren't a resident, the longest that you can stay is 3 months. After that, you are overstaying, you're welcome. Me getting a real estate job straight away allows me to stay in the UAE longer, so that 3 month is no longer valid. And the ability to work in the UAE legally, putting me in a position where I can now earn income. And of course, the company covers your residency costs, so things like the visa, the work employment, Emirates ID, all of that fancy stuff, meaning I don't have to cover it, right? I already have opportunities lined up. So we have RFZ Real Estate. I know the founder, and they're willing to give me an opportunity to work in the company, giving me a 3 month shot. And we also have this company. This was actually the first company to offer me an opportunity, but the only reason why I'm not currently working with them is because I'm not in the country, and it's probably the same for RFZ Real Estate as well. So securing myself a real estate role would probably be pretty easy for myself. My next focus after actually securing a real estate role is an accommodation after that first month, which is going to be over here. And I'll have 3 options. So either an Airbnb or hostel, I'll have enough money to do so. Find someone to stay, I'll be able to do that. Or the founder of RFZ Real Estate actually proposed an opportunity where he would give me somewhere to stay for 3 months whilst working with his company, and after that 3 months I would essentially be self-sufficient. Okay, so we would have the job sorted, the accommodation sorted, and then my next focus after that would be making money, because we need to make money to survive. And whilst I'll be in the UAE, I'll have a lot of opportunities to actually generate income. So videography / content creation, I can create content for business owners, which I've done before. I can create content for real estate agents, helping real estate agents build their personal brand and sell more properties. That's something that I haven't seen done before. Someone probably maybe does it, but I think that would actually be pretty good. I could also do drone visuals for luxury home sellers. I'll be able to rent a drone and obviously get paid on the back end. Consulting beauticians, which I've also done before, individual beauticians / salons, beauty educators and trainers, women's dating, working with high performing women, and there's obviously going to be a lot of high performing women in Dubai. And my current consultancy business, which is called High Status Dating, where we're helping entrepreneurs build better relationships so that they can do better in life and in business. The goal of high status dating is to attract, build, and maintain a healthy relationship that amplifies your personal success and vision. High status dating is the process of aligning your dating life and relationships with your personal success and the man that you've become. It's centered around the idea that a man's dating life and relationships should be an extension of his professional life, not a contradiction to it. It should be an amplifier to his character, business, and vision rather than a liability to them. Who is high status dating for? It's for entrepreneurs that have money but still struggle with women, for example, still lacking confidence, still being nervous, things like that. Male entrepreneurs that don't struggle with women as a whole but struggle when it comes to finding the right one. So essentially vetting, not knowing if she's here for his money or here for who he is as a person. And entrepreneurs that want to save or improve their current relationship. So I currently have 3 offers. So I have a done with you one-to-one / group offer. It's a hybrid offer. This is priced at 4k USD. I have a done for you matchmaking offer, which is priced at 10k USD. And then after that, I have a one-to-one quarterly consultancy offer, which is priced at 6k USD. And the clients that are at this level would essentially have the opportunity to renew after the 90 days is over. I want to be in a space in the UAE where I'm hosting masterminds for men, and I also want to one day write my own book. If anything, if I can complete that this year or next year, that'll be perfect. But yes, aside from the real estate opportunity, making money in Dubai, and the accommodation sorted, I'm also going to be taking networking very, very, very seriously. And of course, creating opportunities. One thing that I am excited to do is to create a TikTok series. Sorry. One of the things that I'm excited to do is create a TikTok series. Last year, I generated over 5 million views on TikTok, so I do know how to use TikTok. So I'll be documenting myself building in Dubai, and I'll also, by doing that, I'll attract people that are on a similar journey. And I'm also going to be at events, building relationships, and exposing myself to different avenues when it comes to business and income creation. But yeah, I'd say my overall aim is I don't know if this is number 1, but vengeance being revenge, proving people wrong, from my mom, from my family, people around me, friends, yeah, all of that fancy stuff. Everyone that has essentially said something bad about me or bad about my vision, this is to prove them wrong, and it's also to prove myself right. Get to a place where I'm settled in Dubai and building my online business, and successfully move into my dream environment and build a new foundation. So an environment where I'm surrounded by people that are on business, that are on entrepreneurs, that are entrepreneurs, that are like-minded, that are driven, ambitious, all of that fancy stuff. And funny enough, Dubai was actually on my vision board last year. So this was my vision board last year, and because my goals are the same, my vision board remains the same. So this has always been a thing of mine, being able to train MMA in Dubai, being able to make YouTube videos, going to sitting on the beach, my own apartment, having a villa with friends, and just grafting the whole year. Ghosty tattoos, I like tattoos. I do want to get a hairline transplant, but all of this fancy stuff, being in the gym, dressing better, relationships, having money, new Instagram, all of the fancy stuff, the masterminds. And yeah, so that is the breakdown of what I want to achieve in Dubai and what I plan to do with your contribution towards this mission. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. I hope I've managed to convince you. If you do feel compelled to contribute, please do. If you have any advice for myself, just let me know and we can have a conversation. But yeah.